Question 1. What is a fundamental Australian value that encourages mutual consideration for others' views and opinions, even if they differ from our own? A. Respect. B. Isolation. C. Conformity. D. Indifference. Answers is A. Respect. Respect is a core Australian value that involves treating others with dignity and considering their perspectives, even when there are disagreements. It underpins a harmonious and fair society. Question 2. Which document established Australia as a federation of states under a democratic system of government, outlining its powers and structure? A. The Australian Constitution. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Magna. D. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Answers is A. The Australian Constitution. The Australian Constitution, which came into effect on 1 January 1901, established the Commonwealth of Australia as a federation and defined the powers of the federal government and the states. Question 3. When did the first fleet arrive in Sydney Cove, marking the beginning of European settlement in Australia? A. 1788, B. 1801, C. 1851, D. 1901. Answers is A. 1788. The first fleet, led by Captain Arthur Phillip, in Sydney Cove on 26 January 1788, establishing the first European settlement in Australia. This date is as Australia Day. Question 4. What is the collective term for the original inhabitants of mainland Australia and Tasmania, with a rich and diverse cultural heritage spanning tens of thousands of years? A. Aboriginal peoples. B. Maori. C. Native Americans. D. Inuit. Answers is A. Aboriginal peoples. Aboriginal peoples are the original inhabitants of mainland Australia and Tasmania. Their cultures are the oldest continuous living cultures on Earth, with a deep connection to the land and unique traditions. Question 5. Which significant symbol on the Australian national flag represents the Commonwealth of Australia and its 6 federated states plus? A. The Commonwealth Star. B. The Southern Cross. C. The Union Jack. D. The Federation Flower. Answers is A. The Commonwealth Star. The Commonwealth Star, also known as the Federation Star, is a star that represents the 6 states and the combined of Australia. It is a prominent feature on the Australian national flag. Question 6. On what specific day do Australians commemorate Anzac Day, honouring all Australians and New Zealanders who served and died in wars, conflicts and peacekeeping operations? A. 25 April. B. 1 January. C. 26 January. D. 11 November. Answers is A. 25 April. Anzac Day is on 25 April each year. It marks the anniversary of the landing of Australian and New Zealand soldiers at Gallipoli during World War I and honours all service personnel. Question 7. What is the capital city of Australia, home to the Parliament House and many national institutions? A. Canberra. B. Sydney. C. Melbourne. D. Brisbane. Answers is A. Canberra. Canberra is Australia's national capital, centrally between Sydney and Melbourne. It was chosen as the capital in 1908 after Federation. Question 8. What is a key responsibility of all Australian citizens aged 18 years or older contributing to the democratic process? A. To vote in federal and elections. B. To serve in the armed forces. C. To pay income tax voluntarily. D. To own property. Answers is A. To vote in federal and elections. A fundamental responsibility of Australian citizens aged 18 and over is to vote in federal and local government elections, as voting is compulsory in Australia. Question 9. What Australian value means that everyone, including the government, is subject to and accountable under the law, ensuring justice and fairness? A. Rule of law. B. Individualism. C. Religious freedom. D. Absolute power. Answers is A. Rule of law. The rule of law is a cornerstone Australian value, meaning that all people, including those in authority, are bound by and accountable to the law. It ensures that laws are applied equally and fairly. Question 10. What are the three distinct levels of government that operate in Australia, each with its own? A. Federal and local. B. Monarchy, aristocracy and democracy. C. Presidential, parliamentary and judicial. D. National, regional and municipal. Answers is A. Federal and local. Australia has three levels of government: federal Commonwealth, which deals with national issues, which handles regional matters, and local, responsible for community services. Question 11. In what year did the six self-governing Australian federate to form the Commonwealth of Australia, creating a single nation? A. 1901, B. 1888, C. 1914, D. 1945. Answers is A. 1901. The six Australian federated on 1 January 1901, forming the Commonwealth of Australia. This marked a significant step in Australia's development as an independent nation. Question 12. Were our Strait Islanders the indigenous people from, recognised for their distinct culture, traditions and seafaring heritage? A. Islands between Cape York and Papua New Guinea. B. The Plain. C. Tasmania. D. The Blue. Answers is A. Islands between Cape York and Papua New Guinea. Strait Islanders are the indigenous people of the islands in the Strait, a body of water, separating Australia's Cape York Peninsula from Papua New Guinea. They have a distinct culture from Aboriginal Australians. Question 13. Which two unique native Australian animals famously feature on the Australian coat of arms, symbolising the nation's progress and independence? A. Kangaroo and emu. B. Koala and wombat. C. Platypus and echidna. D. Dingo and kookaburra. Answers is A. Kangaroo and emu. The kangaroo and emu are the two native animals depicted on the Australian coat of arms. They were chosen because they are unique to Australia and cannot easily walk backwards, symbolising forward progress. Question 14. Australia is a diverse nation with people from many different cultural backgrounds, contributing to a vibrant society. What term describes this aspect of Australian society? A. Multicultural. B. Homogeneous. C. Isolated. D. Answers is A. Multicultural. Australia is a multicultural society, meaning it embraces people from diverse ethnic, religious and cultural backgrounds. This diversity is a celebrated aspect of the national identity. Question 15. Which Australian value allows individuals to express their opinions and beliefs freely, publicly and privately within the limits of the law? A. Freedom of speech. B. Strict censorship. C. Government control. D. Silent agreement. Answers is A. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a fundamental Australian value, ensuring that people can express their thoughts and opinions without fear of arbitrary suppression, provided it respects the law and does not incite hatred or violence. Question 16. Who is the Queen's representative in Australia at the federal level, acting on the advice of the Prime Minister and ministers? A. The Prime Minister. C. The Chief Justice. D. The Speaker of the House. Answers is A. There is the representative of the Queen in Australia at the federal level, performing ceremonial and constitutional under the Australian Constitution. Question 17. The discovery of which valuable resource in the led to significant population growth, economic development, and waves of migration to Australia? A. Gold. B. Coal. C. Wool. D. Wheat. Answers is A. Gold. The gold rushes of particularly in Victoria and New South Wales, attracted huge numbers of migrants from around the world, dramatically increasing Australia's population and shaping its economy and multicultural character. Question 18. What is one significant right that Australian citizens have, enabling them to travel internationally as a recognised national of Australia? A. The right to apply for an Australian passport. B. The right to drive without a licence. C. The right to avoid paying taxes. D. The right to ignore laws. Answers is A. The right to apply for an Australian passport. Australian citizens have the right to apply for an Australian passport, which is a key entitlement allowing international travel as a citizen. Question 19. When is Australia Day celebrated, commemorating the arrival of the First Fleet and marking the beginning of European settlement in Australia? A. 26 January. B. 1 January. C. 25 April. D. 25 December. Answers is A. 26 January. Australia Day is celebrated on 26 January each year. It marks the anniversary of the 1788 arrival of the First Fleet at Sydney Cove, New South Wales, and the proclamation of British sovereignty over the eastern seaboard of Australia. Question 20. Which large Australian state is on the west coast of the continent, known for its vast land area and natural resources? A. Western Australia. B. Queensland. C. South Australia. D. New South Wales. Answers is A. Western Australia. Western Australia is the largest state in Australia by land area, occupying the entire western third of the continent. Its capital city is Perth. Question 21. What Australian value means that all people are treated fairly, regardless of their background, gender, or beliefs, and have the same in life? A. Equality. B. Hierarchy. C. Exclusivity. D. Discrimination. Answers is A. Equality. Equality is a core Australian value that ensures all individuals are treated fairly under the law and have equal, regardless of their personal characteristics or background. Question 22. What is the primary role of the High Court of Australia within the country's judicial system? A. To interpret the Australian Constitution and federal laws. B. To oversee local council regulations. C. To manage state police forces. D. To conduct national elections. Answers is A. To interpret the Australian Constitution and federal laws. The High Court of Australia is the highest court in the Australian judicial system. Its primary role is to interpret the Australian Constitution and resolve disputes concerning federal law. Question 23. What was a significant challenge faced by early European settlers in Australia during the initial period of colonisation? A. Adapting to the harsh environment and climate. B. Dealing with excessive snowfall. C. Overcoming dense urban populations. D. Managing abundant resources. Answers is A. Adapting to the harsh environment and climate. Early European settlers faced immense challenges in adapting to Australia's harsh and unfamiliar environment, including droughts, and understanding the unique flora and fauna. Question 24. What is a fundamental aspect of Australian society that implies fair treatment and the opportunity for everyone to succeed, irrespective of their background? A. Fair go. B. Special treatment. C. Preferential treatment. D. Limited opportunity. Answers is A. Fair go. A fair go is an essential Australian concept and value, embodying the belief that everyone should have equal and be treated fairly, allowing them to succeed based on their efforts and